Hi everyone, gonna get started for this webinar um, that we have here today. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time, just gonna share a little bit about myself. My name is Micah, and my goal here today is to get you guys on board to actually start driving, to actually get in that car, start earning some extra money. I'm gonna do a Q&A at the end of this webinar, so if you can go ahead and just um, put in any questions you might have in the live chat section. I'll be able to answer those. All right. Yes, this is still happening, Frank. I'm here. I see that there are 9 people watching. Just tune in. I'm definitely here. I'm going to go over these slides and just go ahead and do this. All right, so basically, this is how it works for the Uber platform and what it is and how you can accept a request and what that request looks like. It basically shows you the graph right here. You'll see 1, 2, and 3. Open up the Uber Partner app. You tap on the blue Go Online button, and when you are able to accept the trip, you can go ahead and do so. All right. When you see the map on your profile, you can go ahead and actually go online. When you see that little car right there, when you see that, that means you're available, you're able, and one step closer to receiving a trip. The trip is going to come in, and it's going to be a request. It's going to flash before you. It's going to make a beeping sound. So when you see that, you want to like tap on it. You get 7 seconds, 15 seconds to tap on that screen. It's 15 long seconds. So you want to make sure that you do go ahead and tap on it to receive that trip. All right. So a lot of people might say, "Hey, like, am I protected? What's the insurance policy? Can you explain a little bit more of that?" I'm definitely going to explain that. You guys might have more questions after this that I can definitely go ahead and go through. I'll be able to do that as well. So basically, when you're on the platform and when you're driving for Uber, we've got you totally protected and you're totally covered. So our commercial insurance policy details is 1.5 million of liability coverage per incident, 1.5 million of uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage per incident, 50,000 of contingent, comprehensive, and collision insurance. So you see this graph right here, and it shows you basically how the insurance works. So when you're online, when you accept a trip, we definitely have you covered. You have your own personal insurance for when you're not online, right? When you have things to do in your own time, that's why we have that insurance for when you are online. So keeping track of your dashboard. We want you guys to keep track of everything. So when it comes to rewards payments, referrals, documents, anything that is going on with your payments, we want you definitely to be covered, and we want you definitely um, to keep track of these things. So to do that, it's basically a dashboard. You're going to go to partners.uber.com to sign in to that, and you'll be able to see this graph right here. You'll be able to see everything. Your earnings, like I said, your rewards, your summaries, your trips, your invites. You'll be able to see all of that. So please take note of that website, partners.uber.com. If you have a pen and paper, please write that down. If you have the notes on your phone, you can go ahead and put that in there as well. Please take note of partners.uber.com. I will be posting that into the live chat as well, just so you guys can have it for future references once this webinar is over. We've got your back, partner safety. Basically, I'm going to get into how, it is no random pickups. A lot of people might say, hey, going back to the insurance, is Uber safe? I'm a woman. I don't know if I should be out there driving at 3 o'clock in the morning. Whatever the case may be, Uber values its relationship with its partners, all right? You guys are our number one priority besides our customers. So we provide the elevated experience riders have come to expect with every trip. So there are no random pickups. You know that rider prior to getting into the vehicle. And they basically know you as well prior to getting into the vehicle. They know what car you're driving, what your plate number is, your name, and who you look like. So drivers can rate the riders to give you guys control. Say, for instance, that you had not a likely experience, or it was unpleasant. You can go ahead and rate that rider. The rider is also going to be able to rate you as well. We want feedback from both parties, so that's basically what we want to see. It's a cashless exchange, so there's no cash involved. The transaction is basically through that partner's debit card or their credit card. So you don't have to say, oh, okay, well, this trip or is $7 and get $7 from that rider. It is not how the old taxi days are anymore. So everything is cashless, and that's basically how we can protect you, because it's a cashless exchange, a cashless platform. You don't have to worry about anything of that sort. So I just want to make sure that I'm going at the pace that you guys want me to. And if I'm talking too fast, or if I'm saying anything too fast, and if you missed that, just go ahead and put a question into the live chat, and I'll be sure to answer that once we go over our Q&A section. Okay. The purpose of this webinar again is to just get you guys started, or if you have already started, I know sometimes you may have questions on whether or not, say for instance, you questions about a lot of things. So if you're driving already, you might have questions about how to improve. And if you're not driving, this is basically to give you that extra push to get on the road. All right. So you want to maximize your earnings. A lot of people may ask, like, hey, when is a good time to drive? I want to know when to drive. When can I make the most money? And then I'm just not hanging around looking for a trip. So these are the peak times. Please take note of this as well. The peak earning times are from Monday to Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Thursday to Fridays, which basically kind of starts off your weekend, so it's a little more time. It's a little extended. 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., 4 p.m. to 3 a.m. Saturday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 3 a.m., 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. The weekends are definitely busy. It's getting warm out, so you're definitely going to see that the earnings are going to be maximized. A lot of people are going to be using Uber. A lot of people are using Uber. I take that back. And it's definitely busy. The demand for drivers is definitely when the weather is cold. I know we're experiencing some warm weather right now, but it's definitely going to be busy with that warm weather. With warm weather brings different festivals, concerts, sporting events. So you want to be on the road when that happens as well, because you want to maximize and get the best for your buck. You know what I mean? So holidays as well. We have St. Patrick's coming up. That's still going to be a busy holiday. So if you live or are near an area where there are a lot of bars and restaurant areas, you want to make sure you're online and you're around for that. Okay, rush hour, late night, weekday rush hour, bar closings. You definitely want to be around for that as well. Um, you definitely want to, make money on your terms and on your time, but these are definitely the best times to actually do so. So, on a partner app, if you are already driving and you have experienced the partner app, then you'll be able to see the surge supply map, the surge pricing, the supply and demand of basically Uber. So the supply map basically shows um, red, yellow, or orange, and that basically indicates if the money is more in a certain area or if it is less in a certain area. So once you're online, the map within the Uber app, it will glow certain colors. Like I said, it's going to be red, yellow, or orange. Yellow meaning moderate demand, orange is more higher, and red is surge pricing. So as you can see, it can be anywhere between 1.25, that price of the trip, or 1.8, that price of the trip. So if a trip begins in the surge zone, then you would definitely get that money for that surge zone. All right. So prior to the rider accepting that or requesting that trip, they get answered if they want to basically agree to the surge. So therefore, when that trip is done and the price of that trip is a little higher, they can't say that, hey, I didn't know it was surge, or I didn't know it was going to be this much, or I didn't know the demand was that high. So you definitely want to be online when it is surging, because it is definitely going to increase your earnings. So again, I'm just going to get into some questions. I know you guys might have questions, and hopefully I answer the questions prior to you even asking, because that's the goal. The goal is to basically inform you with information that you might not have already, or a little bit information that you might have but are unsure of. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that. I have frequently asked questions. Going to do a little Q&A here. After that, if you have any other questions, you could just go ahead in the live chat. I will be able to go ahead and answer those. Please make sure the questions are clear and concise so I can give my best feedback and my best answers. Um, so, how long should I wait for a rider? A lot of people ask this question. There's really, sometimes a lot of riders are doing things prior to requesting that trip. Sometimes they aren't. So you should wait at least 5 minutes for any rider. If the rider does not show up after 5 minutes and you try calling them, texting them, then you can go ahead and cancel that trip. All right. You want to make sure that you do call and that you contact them, because you don't want them to say, "Hey, I was waiting for you," or the driver was a no-show. Right. You rather have them as a no-show. You want to get there and you want to wait at least 5 minutes for that rider. If they do not show up, then you can go ahead in the trip and say that it was a no-show. In some markets, you'll be compensated $5 for that. I know that in New Jersey, you're definitely compensated if you wait after 5 minutes to pick up that rider. So keep that in mind. Hey, you probably get there, they're not there, but just know that it is a $5 cancellation fee for that rider. So that's basically yours. What if there are multiple stocks in a row changes your destinations? It happens. People do that all the time. All right, you have to be clear that you do get paid off of time and of distance. So if a person says, "Hey, I want to go to the store before I go home," as long as that trip is running, you will definitely be compensated for their time. If there are multiple stops in a trip, don't worry about it. Definitely take them to that stop, and if they want to go somewhere else, take them there. You'll be compensated on time and of distance of that trip. What if a rider makes a mess in my car? That happens as well. Um, People are, we're human. So whether it's a mess in the morning with coffee or hot tea, or whether it's a mess late at night with, someone, making a mess because of a drunken night, things happen. So you should take a picture of the mess, email it to us, and you can click on the trip history within your app, and with the associated trip, you'll be able to go in there and say, "Hey, I had an issue with the rider," then request a cleaning fee. We'll go ahead and we'll get back with it to you within 24 to 48 hours of that trip, and letting you know. We'll refund you for that that mess that was made and the fee that you may have paid to get that mess clean. So we'll definitely refund you for that. What if too many people try to get in the car? That happens as well. Sometimes you'll go ahead, you think you're picking up one person, and come to find out it's four people. You want to politely explain to them that you can only fit as many people as there are seatbelts in the vehicle. So if you're driving a vehicle that has up to six seatbelts, then you can take about six people. You can encourage the group to request a second Uber if it is needed. So if you're driving your basic UberX vehicle and you do not have enough room, politely explain like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm not able to take you all. I don't have enough seatbelts." But you can go ahead and request a second UberX. So I will get into how our categories work for UberX, XL, Black, and SUV. A lot of people want to get into Black car service but don't know what it is, or a lot of people see it but don't know what it is. So I will get into that as well. So depending on the type of car you have, say for instance, if you have your standard four-door vehicle, that would be considered an UberX vehicle. That is our most basic option. If you have a vehicle that seats up to 7 passengers, four doors as well, that is an Uber XL vehicle. So those vehicles are your minivans, your Toyota Siennas, your Honda Pilots, vehicles that seat up to 7 passengers. That is XL. SUVs are anything that seat up to 7 passengers, but it's black on black. Those vehicles are your Yukon Denali's, your Chevrolet Suburbans, your Lincoln Navigators. Those are for our black car service. Uber Black is basically our Black Car Service, but that is not an SUV vehicle. That is a four-door vehicle that can seat up to four to five passengers, but it is our Black Car Service. So, Black Car Service is for commercial drivers. Black Car Service requires that you have New Jersey limousine plates, um, limousine registration, and as well as commercial insurance. So that is our Black Car Service. It requires more insurance, higher paying insurance, as well as OL plated vehicles. How do I get paid? What can I expect to earn? You can get paid as much as you drive. So every fare is calculated by Uber payments, and then they're made direct deposit. So like if you are already working, then you probably did get direct deposit. If not, then you'll be getting direct deposit this coming week. So the trips, like I said, from they are based off of time and of distance. All right. So those trips definitely will be calculated and will get direct deposited to you every week. You get paid every week, Thursday or Wednesday, depending on your bank. Can I have my spouse or another passenger in my vehicle? No, you cannot. All right. The reason being is because we don't want to make our riders uncomfortable. So, and we don't want to intimidate them as well. So, I know a lot of people say, hey, I took my husband with me or I took my girlfriend with me because, hey, I was driving late at night. I wanted to be safe, whatever the case may be. When riders request a trip, the expectation is to fit as many passengers in the vehicle as allowed. So, if they get to the car and they see somebody else in the vehicle, it can be one intimidation, or sometimes, hey, you might not have enough room because you have your friend or your spouse in the vehicle. All right. So go ahead and we don't encourage that at all. So we just want to get away from having other people in the vehicle while you're driving. You are supposed to be the one and only person in the vehicle while operating on Uber's platform. How do taxes work? So this is tax season, and I will get into that. Partners are independent contractors, all right? And you guys get a 1099 form at the end of the year. You get a 1099 miscellaneous and you get a 1099K, okay? You're responsible for filing and paying your own taxes. Uber does not provide tax advice just because, like I said, you're an independent contractor. And then you got to treat this like your own business. So when it comes to filing taxes or when it comes to how much money you're supposed to put away, Uber does not get into that. But that is something that you do want to have a tax accountant on hand for. Where can I drive? So, as far as New Jersey drivers, if you have a New Jersey profile, you can drive anywhere in the state of New Jersey, whether that is South Jersey, North Jersey, um, Central Jersey. You can drive anywhere in New Jersey. You can drive anywhere in the state of Connecticut as well, picking up and dropping off. That is allowed. You can drive anywhere in the city, and I repeat, just the city of Philadelphia. You can't go to Allentown, PA. You can't go to, let's say, Pittsburgh. You won't be able to do that. You can only drive in the city of Philadelphia. You cannot drive in New York City unless you are a commercial driver with a TLC plate. You can only drop off in New York City. You are not allowed to pick up. So please keep that in mind when operating on Uber's platform if you have a New Jersey profile. Who pays for tolls? If you drive through a toll, the New Jersey Easy Pass toll amount will automatically be charged to the rider, and you'll be credited for the cost of toll. So if you drive through a toll, say for instance you're paying $15 to go to New York City, um, you'll pay that initially, but at the end of the day, the rider is going to be paying that. It's going to come out of the fares. So keep that in mind. Do I have to log a minimum number of hours? No, you do not. As an independent contractor, you are your own boss and you make your own hours. If you want to earn money, just go online. Go ahead and do so, but you do not have to log a minimum number of hours. That's the thing and the beauty of Uber. Whenever you want to do it, you can. If you don't, hey, go offline. You're your own boss. You have no one to answer to. So just keep that in mind. I'm gonna go ahead and get into some questions. I know you guys might have, a lot of questions, and I will go ahead and answer those questions. Just be mindful to go ahead and put that into the live chat here. Um, I'll go ahead and answer those questions. Um, Jamaican girl pal has a question, and I'm gonna go ahead and answer it. So I travel for my job. Can I Uber in other states? All right, Jamaica. One thing: can you Uber in other states, as in taking trips, as far as driving? No. You can do that if you are going to. This is the thing: when you want to move your profile from state to state, you have to let us know. So you will have to email us or come into one of our hubs and say, "Hey, well, I'm going to be in Virginia for the next month or so. I want to change my profile to Virginia." We can go ahead and do that. Be mindful that certain states ask for certain documentations that New Jersey doesn't ask for. So that's something that you want to be mindful for as well. So when it comes to going to, let's say, for instance, Pennsylvania or VA or Florida, you need a certain certificate for that state. So it won't be as easy as you think, as to just go ahead and drive in another state. So it is allowed, but if it is only for your job, depending on the amount of time you're going to be in that state, um, we can do it. But there are other qualifications that have to go into that as well. So be mindful of that, Jamaica. Do you get an Uber sticker? Yes, you do. You will get an Uber sticker. We can go ahead and we can ship one out to you, Ira. Um, we can definitely make that happen for you. I am having passengers complain that I do not know where they are going prior to them entering the car. I know this is an issue. What can I expect the resolution to look like? I'm having a passenger complain that I do not know where they are going prior to. Eric, I'm not sure what that means. What are they seeing prior to them getting into the vehicle? Like, I mean, because you got to realize that they should realize that everything is based off of the GPS. And if they know where they're going, then you can kindly say, "Hey, have you been to this destination before? If so, you can go ahead and give me directions. I won't listen to the GPS, and take it there and go accordingly to that." But them saying that they don't, that you don't know where you're going. All right, so I'm guessing that they don't know where they're going. Um, that's a struggle, and that's very difficult. If they have an address, the best thing is to put that address into the GPS. They put their destination app, but I am not aware of their destination till I accept. Yes, that is how it works, Eric. So that you just explained and answered that. So you don't know where they are going, unfortunately, until you pick them up. And the reason being is because if you did know where they were going, 9 times out of 10, a lot of people would cancel the trips. So in order to better provide better service and feedback for riders, we don't want to cancel those trips. So that's why the app doesn't allow you to see until you do pick them up where that person is going. Hopefully that answers your question, but that is basically how the system works. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't like it, and a lot of people are actually pretty cool with it. But that's just basically how it works. You won't be able to see where they're going until you do accept the trip, until you actually pick them up. How does it work around airports for pickups? Hey, put yourself in that destination where the airport is. If you get a request, then you definitely have that request. You can go ahead and take that request. That's basically how the airports work. Um, well, the airports that I know, when it comes to ones in Jersey, New Jersey, if you're going to go to Newark International Airport, you go to the airport, you sit around, you see if you can get a request. If you get one, you can take it. And if you get drop offs there, that is fine as well. Judy S77, can you use a rental from time to time? Um, our rental options are not available anymore. We're trying to get different rentals, and Uber does not allow people to use rental vehicles because of insurance purposes. So we did have a program with Enterprise, and no, this was not just any Enterprise. I will repeat, this was not just any Enterprise. You weren't able to go to any Enterprise and get this vehicle. But the Enterprise that we dealt with, you were able to get the vehicle, and that was the only Enterprise you can get it from. So the reason why we don't allow other enterprises or other herds or other rental programs or rental options is because of insurance issues. So you won't be able to use just any rental program. Is there a way to know where to be where you can get more rides? I had the app on yesterday for a few hours and had no requests. Um, Ira, yes, we should go ahead. I think I know for sure that we used to send out text messages and emails letting you know where the hotspots were. So you want to go in the more city-like areas. I'm not sure where you are, but if you're in North Jersey, you want to go into more of the city-like areas, airport areas, north, Essex County, Hudson County, Bergen County, Morris County as well. Those are counties that definitely are populated with Uber riders. They're looking for trips. You also want to, you're in Central Jersey. Okay, so you want to be around places, like I said, bar, restaurant areas. Wherever there's transportation, wherever there's train stations, you want to be there as well. People get off the train, they're looking for Uber to go wherever they need to go. Um, it's one of those things that you just have to do a little bit of research to see what works for you and what areas work for you. But definitely, hotspots are bar restaurants, and it depends on the time of the day as well. So you got to think if it's around 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1, 2 in the afternoon. A lot of people are still at work, right? So you want to work like those rush hours. You want to work early morning or you want to work after work. So it's weird that you wouldn't get any requests. Um, and you gotta go. It depends on. It definitely depends on where you are. And although you live in Central Jersey, the beauty about Uber is that you just don't have to stay confined to one area. Take control. Go different areas. Come to North Jersey. Come to like the counties I just mentioned. To definitely be able to receive more requests. You don't have to stay where you are. Definitely move around. In my experience, you will be getting text messages after the few days of driving. Messages do not come immediately. Yes, that is it. So if you're not driving, or if you're not currently driving, Eric, yeah, you won't get any messages of where to go. But if your profile is active, and everything is all set for you to actually start working, then of course you will be getting text messages and emails letting you know, like, hey, get on the road immediately, or hey, earn some extra money during this hour or that hour, in this certain spot. That's basically just trying to get you on the road, trying to get you more money, to maximize your earnings. We're trying to make you as comfortable as possible. I know a lot of you have already started driving, like within the first couple of days of driving, or the first couple of trips. We want to make it so that you guys are driving and maximizing your earnings. We also want to make it sure that you are comfortable. That is basically why I'm here. I want to make sure you guys are comfortable. If you guys have any more questions, just go ahead and put them into the live chat. I will be dropping a few. I'll also be dropping a few links into this live chat, just to let you know, because if you need help with things, questions, once this is completed, go ahead and put that in there as well. So, like I said, if you guys have any other questions, just go ahead and ask me. My goal here today is just to get you guys um, on the road if you have not already. And if you are on the road and you have experienced some questions or concerns that you want to you want to ask, I'll be able to go ahead and answer those for you. And if try to give my best answer. Judy, yes, you can definitely use the GPS that is built into your car. So the thing about this is, you have a GPS in your car, you have GPS on your phone, but when starting that trip, you want to make sure that you do start the trip. All right, and the reason being is because a lot of people I've experienced that a lot of people first time starting out that have the GPS on their car, but they won't start the trip on their phone. And you have to remember that that's how you get paid. You get paid through the device. You get paid through the app on your phone. So definitely start the trip on the phone, and if you can input the address into your car, you can definitely use that GPS. We don't take that away from you at all. Definitely, you wanna have multiple resources. Things happen with GPS all the time, especially with phones. So if you have an extra one to back you up, that is actually great, Judy. It was a pleasure coming out and to basically get into this webinar with you guys to do a little Q&A to give you a little bit more information and a little bit more feedback about Uber, as well as how to utilize the platform, how to use the app, and when to actually work. Like I said, I'll be on here for another 20 minutes, so go ahead and keep those questions in. I know you guys might not have them right off bat, but I can definitely go ahead and answer those questions. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning into this webinar. Hopefully, it was resourceful. Hopefully, it was useful, and you can take these tools um, and use them while driving, and to definitely maximize your earnings. Want to make sure you guys are comfortable. If you have not started already, if you have started already, want to make you the exceptional driver that you can possibly be. So just let me know if you have any more questions. I'll definitely go ahead and answer those. Are you penalized if you don't answer the calls fast enough? No, Ira, you're not penalized if you don't answer the calls fast enough. If you don't, then it would just go to another driver. But you're not penalized for that. You shared that the app is designed to not provide you with a destination and password. Can you provide it just a bit more clarity on why? I was told that they used to do things. The like I said, Eric. The thing about that is, um, if say for instance you got because this is the thing. If you got a request and it said James, who was at 14th Street in Hoboken, wanted to go to Pennsylvania, right? And you saw that, more than likely, a lot of people are going to probably cancel on James that wants to go to Pennsylvania. Because why? A lot of people probably can't take the trip. A lot of people don't want to take the trip. A lot of people probably can't take it because, hey, they have to, say, for instance, do something in another 30 minutes or another 45 minutes, but they just want a short trip um, prior to doing so. And that's basically what can happen sometimes. So prior to doing that, we don't want you guys to cancel on them. We don't want to bring that experience into for our riders. We don't want that to happen. So if we eliminated that, then there wouldn't be room for cancellations. Um, briefly explains it. So it's bittersweet that you can't see it and that sometimes you but that's just how it is. That's just how they designed it. Why, I don't know, but that's just how the platform is. Do people tip you using their Uber account or just in cash? There is no tips in the app, so people cannot tip you in the app. So if they wanted to give you cash, um, then that's fine. If they wanted to tip you in cash, then that's fine. But cannot um, they cannot tip you within the app, Ira. Going all right. So you're talking about set destination, Ira. You get two set destinations per day, and the reason being is because it was designed for you to go to work and for you to come from work. So, say for instance, you woke up, you said, "Hey, I want to work in this specific area today. I need a trip to go in that area." You can get a trip to go into that area. Before you want to go home, say for instance, "Hey, I'm gonna do one last trip. I want a trip that's gonna take me in the direction of my home." That is what the second destination is for. So that's how it's designed. It's designed to get you to work and to get you from work. So that's why you get two a day. That is basically the set destination trips. Um, Go ahead and like the links that I have definitely put into this live chat. Please go ahead and bookmark those or keep them because they're very helpful. They're very resourceful. And I feel as if though you guys will definitely need it in the future. If ever you want to come into one of our green light hubs to get more information or to see, what it is we do on the other side, you can go ahead and do so. I put that information into this live chat. Help.uber.com is definitely useful as well. It probably would answer and explain a little bit more questions that you guys might have in depth if you haven't asked yet. So please be mindful of that one. And of course, the dashboard, partners.uber.com, which is definitely useful as well because that's basically your dashboard. That's basically the money you made, the earnings you calculated. Has everything to do with your own profile there. So please be mindful to keep those um, either on your cell phone, tablet, computer, whatever you have. Keep those there. Definitely important links. Is there any way to do a live test run with a friend as the rider? No, Arnold. I actually brought that up in the meeting this week with a with my team, and we definitely came up with that there should be a test. There should be some kind of run, some type of tutorial for new drivers to definitely see how to operate, definitely how to pick up someone, how to drop them off. But we do not have that as of yet. Hopefully, we get that within the next couple of months or so, because it's definitely useful for you guys, especially first time out. So hopefully we do get that. I will take your feedback and give it to my manager so he can see that, and they can definitely get the ball rolling on there. That is definitely great feedback, Arnold. Thank you for that. So if you guys have any other questions, I'll be able to answer those questions. Like I said, thank you again for tuning into this webinar. It has been a pleasure to go ahead and help you guys out, and to answer these questions and to give you more feedback. We have another question from Judy. Can you tell someone they aren't allowed to smoke in your car? Of course. You should definitely put up no smoking signs into your vehicle. If you can find those at your local, pretty sure like your local auto zone, or will definitely let you know. You can definitely put those in the car. No smoking in the car for nobody, for anyone. No, no, no. So Judy, please do that. And this goes out to everybody else as well. No smoking signs. Let them know that no smoking is allowed in the car, because it makes an unpleasant interaction. And not only that, though, if you let one person smoke into your vehicle, and say, for instance, if another you get another request, another rider gets into the vehicle, they might complain about that. So, as far as for riders, you don't want it to be um, uncomfortable for them. So, definitely no smoking in vehicles, no smoking and no drinking. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you have any more questions, I'll be able to answer them. And if not, like I said, please visit those links that I gave you. They're very helpful, very resourceful. Use them, use them, use them. Good luck to all of you. And may you guys get, be comfortable, maximize your earnings. May this be, the best gig for you, whether it's full time or part time. I wish you guys plenty and plenty of luck. Um, Go ahead. If you have another question, I'll be able to answer it. Please visit those links. Please definitely visit those links. How does the multiple stops work? So this is the thing, Arnold. People are able to put in multiple stops. So the rider is able to put in multiple stops. So you want to make sure that they put it into their app. they can change their destination anytime they want. So even if they're on a trip, in the midst of the trip, they can say, "Hey, I want to go here." They will be able to put that other stop into the trip. Um, and or if they say, "Hey, I want to stop at the CVS or the supermarket," you can just stop there. Remember to keep the app running because it goes off of time and of distance. And then when they get to the final destination, just end the trip. But definitely, they can go ahead and put in multiple stops on the app. The rider is able to do that. I hope I answered you guys' questions. Thank you again for tuning in and coming out and joining me within this webinar. If you can, go ahead and tune back in next week, Friday, 1 p.m., same time, same channel. We will definitely be here. Thank you again for tuning in. If you have any other more questions, any more concerns, any more things like Arnold gave me feedback, anything else, definitely be able to help you. Please visit those links that are in this chat. They're definitely helpful, definitely useful. Partners.uber.com, as well as help.uber.com, as well as the uber.com /New Jersey, where our green light hubs are located. And anything else, thank you guys again for tuning in. It has been my pleasure. Good luck to all of you. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Gonna make sure you guys please go ahead and visit those links I sent you. It has been my pleasure today to give you more feedback. It has been my pleasure today to let you know how to actually work the app, how to maximize your earnings. Thank you again, and good luck to all. Please keep in mind and be mindful of what I have mentioned today. Um, thank you again. Have a good weekend. Enjoy.